Welcome back to the channel. This is lesson 2 in a 4-part series on motorcycle traffic management. Today we're going to be using a multi-lane surface street. We'll be looking at lane placement and lane splitting. So let's get going. First of all, this is California, so you can split lanes. And there are two different ways to split lanes. One is when the traffic is moving, and the other is when the traffic is stopped, like it is up ahead of us here. When it's stopped, there's 3 different places you can lane split or stop. One is right behind the last car. That's the least desirable, but sometimes you can't move ahead because there's just not enough room. The other, of course, is when traffic is moving. Alright, this is where we'll head up to the front of the pack. Hopefully get up there before the light turns green. Now, the reason that we're doing the front of the pack is to try and minimize our exposure to the back end. This is serious business, actually, because you can learn to hard brake or to swerve, but they don't protect your back. The only way you can do that is by lane splitting. So it seems counterintuitive, it seems reckless or crazy, but it actually can be safer for motorcycles if you do it properly. And properly, even in California, there are laws. So the maximum speed the traffic is supposed to be doing when you lane split is 50 miles an hour, and you're not supposed to exceed, the rider, not supposed to exceed 10 miles an hour over that. So theoretically, your top speed should be 60 miles an hour when lane splitting, but you certainly don't have to be going that fast. So when you're at the front of the pack, you have 2 advantages. One, if somebody comes and smacks into the back, well, you've got a little cushion back there. And then 2, one of the things that motorcyclists most have to watch out for are cars. So if you're at the front of the line, and because you're higher power to weight ratio, you're going to accelerate out there faster, which means you have less exposure to next to cars or with cars. And that's a good thing. Okay, now we're going to do one, because there's not a lot of room here, we're going to do one right here. Now this is when we're going to stay. I'm a little closer than I'd actually like to be. Usually I like to leave 10 feet. But I'm only on either one side or the other. Either all the way to the left or all the way to the right. Never right directly behind in case somebody does come and smack you. Also, you're in first gear. Stay in first gear in case you got to move somewhere if you see somebody in back coming up. Which means, make sure you got your mirrors adjusted properly, because the entire time that you're sitting there, you're watching the rearview mirror to see what's going on. Make sure you don't have somebody coming up smack into you. And if you do, you got to figure out how to use that escape lane or area that you've set up. Splitting lanes while moving on this type of a street, the reason to do this for this purpose and these lessons is so that you know what you're doing when you get out to the freeway. That's what this is, a building process for learning how to split lanes on the freeway. And I don't know about other states, but I can tell you, if you're in California on the freeways, you're going to be lane splitting. You might not like it sometimes, but if you're going to get anywhere, you got 2 choices. You're going to be lane splitting. You're going to be stuck behind. You're going to be stuck in the, the back of, this, tight spot here, huh? Lane splitting on the freeway, the one advantage you have is, and you should really be over in the high occupancy lane for this, but you got the double yellow line or the double lines that separate you from the next lane over to your right, and so you got more room. Here it's pretty tight. Well, let's see what we've gone. We've been at the front of the line, we've been at the back of the line. What we need now is to show you the third choice. Now we'll do the next type, and this type is right here. We're not going to move all the way to the front. We're just going to move here. The reason for this is sometimes you can't. Here I could easily move up to the front, but sometimes you can't. What you want to do here, again, you're putting an airbag in back of you. It's a crush zone, and that's what the car is in back of you now. So you don't need to go to the front of the line necessarily to protect yourself. But if you move up a car, 2 cars, whatever, just so that there's somebody in back of you that's going to take the hit should the car in back of them not stop. And that's mostly what lane splitting is about. It's about protecting yourself, whether it's here on this type of a road or out on the freeway. Now, you can abuse this. You know, you can be going crazy, and, well, that's on you. But before you start doing crazy, you want to learn the basics. Don't break the rules until you know what they are, right? Well, that's it for today. I hope that the lesson was valuable. Hope works for you in the future. I had a good time presenting it to you, and we'll see you in the next lesson, which is going to be number 3, and that'll deal with higher speed road, multi-lane, but the real purpose is to get ready for the freeway, which will be the 4th and final part of this series. So have a good day. We'll talk to you on part 3. Welcome back to the channel. This is the second part in a 4-part series on motorcycle traffic management. We'll be lane splitting, so let's get going. All right.